Welcome to Easy Learning. It's the concepts of value and return. Second chapter of financial management. Okay, value, and it is related to return. We'll see how it is. Businesses generally purchases, or the other common word that we use is buys. Businesses buys things which we literally call as assets, like inventory. Again, it's a business term. The general thing that is included in the inventory is raw materials, assemblies, accessories, all those things that is required to make the product. Well, these are not what the companies always buy. They take decisions according to time. Say during the times of progression or expansion, or they may put more money into bigger outlay of funds or cash buying or purchasing plant and machinery for the reason, say they are going for an expansion, add more capacity to bring out more products, or they want to replace an old one which is not working properly, or they are replacing because a new technology is in town, or they are actually doing something in the R&D and found out that they want to incorporate that into the business. So there are so many reasons why they want to change something or modify something or alter something, and which involves definitely money. Yes, for everything money is required. For almost everything money is required. Or the buying and the purchasing, it involves money. The first and the foremost important lesson of business is that money, it has a value, and value is in relation to time. I'll just give a statement. As time progresses, the value decreases. No man, the value has increased, especially the value of the money has increased. I'll tell you this, you might have heard your parents or grandparents say that used to buy a lot of things with less money. Yeah, that's because the value of the money is coming. I'll put it in a better way. A bird in hand is better than two in that bush. Yeah, definitely. You have money with you so that you can use it for your purpose, but when it is out there, definitely I'm not sure whether you will definitely get that into your hand, right? So there is something involved in there. The money with you, it's safe with you. But when the money is not with you, there is a possibility of losing the money. That possibility or the probability or the chance is termed as risk. There is a risk involved when the money leaves your hand, right? Whether it will come back again in the same form or whether it will come back more. Will it come back more? So one of the basic principles in the business regarding money is grow the happiness. Happiness? You said it, happiness, right? Yeah. Money is, when money grows, it is actually growing happiness. So in short, it's growing happiness. I'm not telling you that per se the money is the factor that people are working or doing business. You are involving a lot of faculties from your mind, from your heart, from all your organs, your existence itself. That requires a lot of effort, and that all that effort is put towards bringing out something, a product or a service, and definitely finally when it reaches a consumer, you get the results in the form of returns, right? Yes, that is one way. That is the general way of business. Now there is another way of growing money. You are putting the money and you have to process you're putting money and you are actually processing whatever you have used with the money, and then something is coming out, and then you are taking it to the market, and then yes, finally you get the money back or more money back, right? Apart from that, money grows. Yes, I'll show you how. Just imagine that you have 100,000 rupees with you. Yes, in our language is 1 lakh. I'll put it as 100,000 rupees with you. What will you do with it? Let's see what are the options. You can either buy something with that, you can buy something with that, or you can put the money into a bank or a post office or mutual funds or shares or gold or land. There are so many things that you can do with that money, right? But yes, I'm telling you, this is not a complete exhaustive list of what you can do with that money. Okay, let's check out briefly what these things are actually. Right? The first thing, you are going to buy something for you. You are buying something for your purpose. 100,000 rupees, say an OLED TV or something like that, or some kind of a furniture for your house. Yeah, you have an asset in that place of 100,000 and you are using it. That's it. There the money doesn't grow. But the other alternatives that I've just mentioned, let's see what is actually happening there. 100,000 in any of these alternatives. What were the alternatives? The first one, the bank. When you go to the bank, remember there are several schemes for the banks, not just one. 100,000 rupees you can put in any way. Even FD, savings, a sort of insurance policy related to the bank. Again, with a post office, there again you have several schemes to go with for the 100,000 deposit. Okay, now the bank and the post office, normally you get around 5.5 to 9% interest. Okay, yeah, just remember that word, interest. I don't know whether you are interested, but let's keep it in mind. And the next is mutual funds. So with the mutual funds, what is happening? People are pooling together some money, and this money is being put into different kinds of places like shares, debentures, all those stuff, and the money is coming back and it is being divided among these owners. Okay, so in mutual funds, again, it's not an easy task, it's a very huge task, and it is run by an asset management company. You leave all those things. They have basically three segments. Say the riskiest at the top, and the safest at the bottom, and an intermediate. Obviously, right? The mid cap. So all these, so you can choose any of these, or you can divide or allocate or among these. Okay, now the shares. Again, the shares also is actually having this almost same kind of a segment. The riskiest and the safest and intermediate. You can have the combination or you can put into one. Okay, and then gold. Yeah, gold is wonderful. Today it's 4,400 something rupees per gram. It's a good investment, and you can even wear to, and yes, be happy about it, right? Yeah. Land. Yeah, land is also a very good asset. You can invest in land so that you can back on it whenever you need, or you can even build a house there, or some purpose, or you can rent it out. So many uses you can have with the land. Okay, and then there are some other alternatives like PPF, like Public Provident Fund, National Savings Certificates, monthly income schemes like NMIS and SIPs. There are so many investment avenues where you can put the money. In general, for the riskiest, the rate of return is actually around 12 to 13% at the highest, and the lowest is 4.5. So this is generally the pattern of this is generally the avenues that you are having. Just imagine, yeah, the money doesn't grow there, right? But something definitely will happen. A good sleep. I don't think it would be possible, right? Leave that out. We're not interested about your sleep. We'll come back to the finance. Okay, so I already mentioned a term called interest, right? Yes, you are giving money. Say, I'll tell you from my point of view, I'm giving you money, or let me put it this way, you are giving me money, and instead of you using your money, you are letting me use your money. That much is clear. So when you are letting me, I have some kind of a conscious prick, like I am using your money. What can be done with that? Say for 1 year I am using your money and you don't have any option but to wait till you get back the money, right? So for that conscious break, what exactly you're doing is that in the place of you not able to use your money, I'm going to give you something. Period wise, that's what is something. Yes, so when you get that something, you might be, yeah, okay, fine, I have something instead of nothing. Okay, my money and I have to wait. So in that place you're getting something which keeps up your interest, like, yeah, fine. Now there are two ways of catching your interest. What is that? The first way is very normal. It was used in very old days or between friends or something. You can have that simple interest, where interest is calculated using the simple formula, principal into number of years into rate of interest, PNR. Okay, that's an easy thing. So if you are giving me 100 rupees for 1 year for the rate of 10% means definitely at the end of the year I have to give you back 100 the principal plus the 10 rupees the interest, right? So 110 rupees I have to give you back. This much is clear, I guess. This is an easy thing, right? Just imagine that is for 5 years, that that this amount was for 5 years means, so naturally it will become 150. Now I'm going to take your attention to another game, like your interest grows. Exactly. You're going to pound on the interest to make it working more for you. That is compounding interest. I'm not going to give you the formula right away. We are going to see what it is all about. Okay. Now the same case of you give me 100 rupees for 5 years for 10%. I am going to show you a table where we are going to work out. Okay. So in this table we have the number of years, the first column, the principal, the second column, the third column is the interest, which is calculated P into R, where N is always equal to 1 for the 5 years. Okay, each year you are calculating N equal to 1. So the formula for interest is I is equal to PR. The fourth column is P plus I, that is principal plus interest, and the amount you have in the last column, total amount at the end of the year. So the first year 1, the P is 100, the interest is 10, and 100 plus 10 and then 110. Okay, the second year, mind you, this is the trick there. In the second year, the amount that you got at the end of the first year comes there as principal. So 110 comes under P, and for the I you are calculating the interest on this amount of 110. So the interest is 11, and then the third column obviously will be 110 plus 11, which is equal to 121. Okay, now we are going to the third year. You will have this second year's amount for the principal, so that becomes 121, and then the interest calculated on this amount, 121 into 0.10 is equal to 12.1, and naturally 120 plus 12.1 is equal to 133.1. Okay, this much is clear, I guess. Now we are going to the fourth year. So the third year, so definitely it is 133.1, and that's the principal, and the interest for that it is 133.1 into 10%, that is 13.31. Okay, so there it goes as 133.1 plus 13.31, which gives you 146.41. Okay, now the last year that we are coming is the fifth year, where the principal amount is 146.41, and 10% of it is the interest, that is 14.641. So both together comes as 146.1 plus 14.641 is equal to 161.051. Okay, have I brought some difference here? In the earlier interest that we got, It was 150 rupees. Now this growing kind of an interest in this growing game, you got 161.051. Just imagine, instead of that 100 rupees, you were giving me 100,000 rupees that I earlier mentioned. Yes. So what will be the answer? Definitely it would have been, definitely in the simple interest, it is 150,000. And in the case of the second interest, yes, it is 161,051 rupees. So we have a very huge margin of 11,051 rupees, right? There the money grew. Okay, that is actually the interesting factor of the interest, the rate of interest. Got it? So I've just showed you the magic of compounding. Okay, now what I'm going to show you is how this magic trick has actually come out. Okay, so I'm bringing again a table for you where you have all the columns the same except for the difference of additional rows in between the years, where you will be putting the mathematical formula. Instead of instead of the numbers, we are going to put the alphabets. For the principal amount, it is P. For the interest, we got it as multiplied from P into R, so definitely it is PR. Okay, in that way we are going to put it across. So let's just see the first one. I've already shown you the first year's calculation. So we are coming to the next portion of how we are going to put it in mathematically. So the first is P, second is PR. So naturally the third column will be P plus R, P plus PR. Okay, and what's so peculiar about that is that with the plus in between you have P on both sides. So you take the P outside, which brings the P outside, and what is left with the plus sign before and after is 1 and R. So it is written as P into 1 plus R. So that is what we get as a total. So this total is actually going to the second year's principal, that is P into 1 plus R. Okay, the next year is you are multiplying the interest to this P into 1 plus R. Okay, so you are going to add both these. So in the third column, the common factor is not P but P into 1 plus R. But common factor P into 1 plus R. So what is left is again 1 plus R. So in the last column, what you get is actually P into 1 plus R. You have this 1 plus R 2 times, right? It is P into 1 plus R raised to 2. In the third year, under P you have P into 1 plus R raised to 2. Under interest, you are adding the interest to this factor P into 1 plus R raised to 2. Okay, and so in the next column you are adding both, where the common factor is, again I am telling you, it is P into 1 plus R the whole squared. You are putting that out. So what is left is, there is 1 and R, and you are putting it as separate, that is 1 plus R. So what happens in the last column is P into 1 plus R the whole raised to 3. That again follows with the fourth year, and yes, you are adding the interest to this number P into 1 plus R raised to 3. So we have in the third column both these factors together, and you are putting the common factor outside, that is the common factors P into 1 plus R raised to 3, and what is left is 1 plus R. So naturally the last column will be P into 1 plus R the whole raised to 4. Okay, now we are coming to the last year, the fifth year, where the principal is P into 1 plus R raised to 4, and to this you are multiplying the interest, whereby it is P into 1 plus R raised to 4 into R. Okay, so the last column you are adding both, so the common factor comes out of P into 1 plus R raised to 4. What is left is 1 plus R. So the last column, naturally it will be P into 1 plus R raised to 5. Okay, so this was how we got it. So finally, which means 161.051 is equal to 100 into 1 plus 0.10 raised to 5. That much is clear. This was what we did. Okay. So in that, this is rewritten as what we have already seen is P into 1 plus R raised to N, where P is principal, N is the number of years, and R is the rate of interest. Got it? You have to understand this we are going to rewrite as a mathematical formula. 161.051 is equal to 100 plus 1 plus 0.10 raised to 5 is equal to is the future value being the future value that we got when we compounded a value, compounded a present value. So 161.01 is the future value that you will get after 5 years, and present, what was the value? It was 100 rupees. So this 100 rupees over the years for the rate of 10, over the years of 5 years, over the span of 5 years for the rate of interest of 10, you are getting back as 161.051 rupees. Okay, so this is the basic principle of compounding, and it is known as FV is equal to PV into 1 plus R raised to N. Okay, or otherwise Fn is equal to P into 1 plus R raised to N. This 1 plus R raised to N, that particular part is known as compound value factor, CVF. Okay, we have a table with regard to that. We'll see to it in the next class. Okay, bye. See you. I hope this much is clear. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel, like, share and comment. Definitely put the comments. Please do inbox me your comments so that I'll get to know what to do in the next videos to help you more. Okay, so please like, share and subscribe. Click the bell icon too, and definitely you will get the new notifications. Bye.